Project 30, day number 3. Project 30 is my personal challenge for 30 days to record a video on something that I'm learning about, that I'm interested in, or that I have something to share about. And on day 1, I talked about fear and boiling down fear to what it really is, just emotions and not wanting to feel certain ones. And yesterday we talked about taking action, not necessarily in response or to target dealing with fears, but just about taking action in anything that you feel like you should be doing or want to be doing, and what to do before you actually take those action steps. And the thing to do is to get happy. It may sound stupid or silly, but it is the most important thing so that you take inspired action. And today we're going to talk about taking action on things that you don't necessarily want to do. Because I get it, there's lots of things in our lives that we don't want to do, but that we feel like we have to do. First thing is that when we're going to do those things, we need to change our mindset about them. Those things probably aren't all that bad, and there's people out there who would probably feel so appreciative of being able to do those things. So instead of, I have to do these things, God, or I don't want to do these things, but they're on my plate, there might be those things, but instead, change that to a feeling of appreciation, to being able to do those things and capable of them. Next, I still get it that there are those things you just don't feel great about, and the way to start to feel good about what you're doing, even though you don't want to do it, is to find the path of least resistance. Let me give you an example. I was 275 pounds about 12 years ago, and I wanted to lose weight, and I thought that running would be the way to do it. I didn't want to run. I hated running. I was a football player, ran very short distances, and I felt, all right, I'm going to go out for a run. I should go for a run. Didn't want to, but I started. I ran for about 5 minutes, was wheezing, coughing, walked back to my house, thought, my God, that was so hard, but it was a step in the right direction, and I did it, and I was proud of it, and I chose to do it because it wasn't 10 miles, it wasn't a marathon, it wasn't, I'm trying to do this exponentially more difficult thing in my own mind. It was, I didn't feel so bad about doing that thing, and I actually kind of felt good about it. I'm just going to go for a jog. Now, that means for any situation where we feel like we don't want to do something, it means find a version of the first step of doing that thing that you don't feel resistance against, that you don't feel like it's going to feel awful doing, you're going to feel pressure, you're going to feel any type of negative emotion about. So in the world of nutrition, health, and fitness, main thing there is I don't maybe want to work out. Well, do 5 sit-ups, do 5 push-ups, 5 burpees, do something that might seem super small that you don't feel all that negative about doing. You may not feel wonderful and happy about doing it, but listen, you do have to do some things, and taking the approach that I'm going to find the version of the first step that I feel better about doing is the way to begin to do those things. You'll eventually build on momentum, and without that first step of finding the least resistant path, you won't take any steps. You'll build on your momentum by finding the path of least resistance, and over time you'll enjoy the process of doing that thing. You'll find the results out of the thing that you're doing, and that will empower you to take more action. So start with the path of least resistance on the things that you don't want to do, but even before that, realize that we get to do things and appreciate those things. More tomorrow.